Welcome everyone to episode 42 of the Video Game Book Club. I'm Tubby Mora, and today I'm joined by Nakuso, Tailman, Mr. McMahonmeat, and Soul Charizard. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up?
What up, gamers? This time around, we are going to be focusing on Hades. This game was nominated by Nakuso, and it was selected on the Wheel of Mystery with a 10 out of 30 chance or 33% chance of winning. It won fair and square. Believe me. Hades was developed and published by Supergiant Games and was originally released on September 17th, 2020 for PC and Nintendo Switch. So on the Hades official Steam page, it reads, quote, Hades is a godlike, rogue-like dungeon crawler that combines the best aspects of Supergiant's critically acclaimed titles, including the fast-paced action of Bastion, the rich atmosphere and depth of Transistor, and the character-driven storytelling of Pyre, which I have never played those last two, but apparently they're pretty good. But that's how the game is described on Steam. How would everyone here describe the game? And the order of presenting will be Mr. McMahonmeat, Tailman, Soul Charizard, Tubby Mora, and then Nakuso. And please be advised, there may be spoilers ahead. With that said, let's get started. Question 1. Describe the game in one sentence.
All right. Describe the game in one sentence. Battle through hell and beat up your dad. Next.
It's actually really good.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was so fast. Okay. Dude, that just hit me like a truck. I mean, it's true though.
Take a moment to process it. It's okay.
He's not wrong.
He's
lot of
not
information
wrong.
to take
It's
in
just
there.
the way he just said all in one breath. I'm like, I mean, he's not wrong. Holy crap. Okay. Gosh, I all I can say is I don't know, when you start this game, welcome to hell. What's next? I can think of.
Okay. I had it.
All right. Uh-oh.
I had it and I was gone. Okay, give me a second. I think I got it.
All right. You can do it, man.
Learning here. Attempt to escape. Rule 1. Or step 1. Escape hell. Step 2. Don't die. Step 3. Die. Step 4. Wake up in the Hades house. Step 5. Rinse and repeat.
Dang, the 5 steps of hell.
Yes.
Process.
Yep.
Slap
He's not
paperwork.
wrong.
Yeah. Oh wait, step 4.5, get a different weapon. Step 5, rinse and repeat.
Oh my gosh.
No.
All right, next.
Man, if hell's this fun, I'm going to hell.
No.
In the game.
with
In
you.
the game. Oh, you come with me? All right, let's go, dude. I got the duffel bags. Let's roll out.
Let's do it.
Next.
This is one hell of a time.
One hell of a
Oh,
time.
so awkward. Happy Easter, everyone.
You're right. Recording on Easter Sunday.
Oh, jeez. Ooh.
It was a
Anyway.
prank. It was a joke.
I don't celebrate Easter. I'm safe.
All right, tell him let's go to hell, dude. Let's go fight Hades.
Let's go, boy. I'm gonna kick Hades'
Okay,
ass.
so I have escaped an endless army of hell to the surface with the help of Greek gods / goddesses as Zacharias, the son of Hades, defies his father and fate.
All right. Hell
Thank
yeah.
God someone had a
Like a
actual answer.
legit answer. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about funny ones, but
See,
I was
this is
like,
why
you know what?
Nakuso would be our PR manager, because we freaking
We don't take it seriously.
We-
You guys
we
gonna
would get ourselves
canceled.
canceled so quickly. Oh, jeez. Okay, sick. All right, question 2. What platform did you play the game on, and briefly describe your playstyle towards the game?
Okay, so I played on Steam, played on both my PC and the Steam Deck. But I use controller on my PC. So My play style. So initially, I started off with the bow, and I had the aspect where you would fire your shot, and then you would use your special, and all your special arrows will just track whoever you hit.
Ooh, that's a fun
And
one.
yeah, that one was crack. But then I switched it up to the Twin Fists of Malphon.
Okay,
And
interesting.
I had the
Alright.
I had the aspect that would pull in enemies when you used your special, and pretty much that was what I stuck with. I just stuck with the fists. It's just so much fun to experiment with the different builds. I still haven't finished experimenting with those different builds, but my playstyle was very aggressive, very aggressive. Lots of dodging, punching, using your special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty much it. I mean, there isn't much else to it, just stay alive, beat up your dad.
Beat up your dad. Get him.
That quite a bit.
Your dad's name's on the game. That means you have to kill him. Beat him up.
Jeez.
Amen to that. Yeah, that was my playstyle. Next.
How many attempts?
Oh.
Okay. So let me pull it up here. I have the game open right now.
Got my
So
stats.
I know, sitting here. I'm bringing up my
Carfax.
stats. I'm trying to bring them up. Help me.
my first escape attempt was on number 10 using the bow.
Okay.
My last attempt was done actually in 18 minutes using the Twin Fists of Malphon on
Ooh,
attempt number 24.
that's pretty good. All
That was
right.
my fastest
That's a
time,
fun game.
actually.
Dang, 18 minutes?
Yeah, 18 minutes.
Shoot.
Minutes,
Yo,
really?
I'm gonna be real. How do you find your stats?
The DPS was disgusting. There's a room that you can unlock at some point. I don't know when.
Oh, I don't have that.
Oh, okay. You're not talking about the well, right? The reflection pool. Oh, there's a different room. Okay, never
It's
mind.
the
It's like an-
administration. It's the administrative room where.
administration room. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the
Yeah.
administrative chamber.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
something you
That
get
one-
later on, Tillman.
Oh, I
Yeah.
need 2 diamonds. Oh man.
Yeah, you gotta unlock it.
Rip.
Hey, yo, what the heck, man? All
Nice
right.
to have. It's nice to have. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it. Next.
All I have to work off is this blurry ass picture I took.
All right, Tillman, you use that blurry picture and what was your
Help me.
play style?
Oh god, let me see. Okay, so way before I started this game, Tubby showed me the rail, and I thought, that's it. That's what I'm gonna be using. And so I finally get the rail, and I realize, this thing's not that great. I mean, I give it a fair shot. I give it some, I give it some attempts to get a decent build out of it at the time, and I just couldn't vibe with it. The whole moving and not shooting, basically RE4 shooting mechanics. You can't move while shooting, so it's like it kind of ruins it for me personally. I did like this. I did like the starter sword, especially when you got that ability to life leech off of any hit you get. But then the problem is it drastically decreases your amount of health you have. So when I first started, I'd only have like 20. I'd only have 20 health points, right? So,
Mhm.
my very first major attempt, I managed to get to the bull dude with only I don't know 40 health and that life steal, but that was it. And then after that, I just been sticking with the shield mainly.
Oh,
I love the shield. I love to cheese it sometimes. Where I freaking hate those rats, so I'll just keep freaking bull rushing them. Because I believe you're invincible while you're bull rushing.
Yep.
And that's how I cheesed the boss battle with Zeus. I would just keep holding it, let him attack, and I just keep rushing him while doing some swipes, and that ended up working. So, I've just been sticking with the shield mainly, and just like Meat, even though it's a shield, I do go very aggressive with it. I would be the first to rush into an enemy, and pin them against the wall and just obliterate them
Good.
if possible. And
it
I
should
do
be.
always, yeah, as it should be. And then I also like to use the little bloodstone thingies.
Mhm.
I like to soften them up with those and then go in for the kill. That was pretty much my play style. And then as for the calls, I never really used them much until later, until the last few playthroughs, and I realized, man, these are actually pretty good. I don't know why I didn't go for them. Like, I kid you not, my last 10 attempts, I actually started using the calls. I'm like, yo, these are actually pretty neat. Why
Oh
didn't I
my
use these?
god, dude! If you got, especially if you got Athena's boon,
Oh, Athena's was the
yeah,
best.
the
Oh my
shield
gosh.
with your shield, jeez,
That's
you're
it.
unstoppable.
Exactly. And then this is also when I found out that there's keepsakes that you get equip. And apparently they help. So I was like, oh. Huh.
Oh,
And then I didn't realize until late into the game you can upgrade your weapons. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. I was wondering the whole time, what do you do with the Titan's blood? So I upgraded when I found that out, I upgraded the rail, and then that was a mistake. I wish I upgraded the shield. So, but that's my play style: shield, bloodstone, and cheesing it when I can. The bull rush is the best. It helped so much during the battle between the bull and the other guy.
Theseus.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just cheese it. I just keep bull rushing them, and then like I'll never get hit unless I fluff it up or something.
Hell
So
yeah!
I call it the cheese strat.
Cheese shield.
Yeah, cheese shield. Yeah,
And
shield.
how many attempts?
According to my well of crying over here, 31 attempts.
And that was the first time you escaped hell, right?
First time, yes. So,
but it won't be your last.
hell no. I won't, bro. That ending just makes me want to see it. Actually,
I gotta see my mom.
My mom.
My mama.
My mom. Wait a minute. This ain't dinner. This is paint dinner.
Gonna get copyright.
But yeah. So that's it. I'm definitely gonna keep playing this game some more now. I really want to see that good ending. So
All right.
yeah, that's the cheese strat. The shield cheese strat is my play style.
Hell yeah. All right. So,
All right,
what you got?
next.
Okay, so I played this on the Switch, and my playstyle, I think I went with the sword first, or I tried at the first part. I tried out different weapons to see how it works. They all hit really good, but for some reason, the spear is like it's it's good with close and ranged attacks. And I think what I like the most is the exploding launcher. So equipping that with different kinds of effect boons just makes it much more fun. I think I like it with either the jolt or the weak effects.
Okay, so Zeus and
Wine
Aphrodite.
No,
Wait,
Dionysus
Dionysus.
or Demeter.
Okay.
And then let's see how many escapes I went. All I know is that I was over. It was 30 plus.
30 plus. Okay.
30 plus, up somewhere up there. And jeez, it's like, yeah, I mostly like to just do the stab and the throw. Not much with the spin attacks.
Okay. So you like to play mixture of close and long range, or close and medium range with the spear.
Yes. Also, and I like using Athena's deflect dash because
Oh my god, I think it's amazing.
that thing helps a lot.
Dude, that thing is such a oh my gosh, that thing saved my life many times, especially when you get the circle of witches. Oh my god.
Oh lord.
Dude, the circle of witches was like it made me just want to quit that time. I'm like, oh my god, what is this?
I know, right? And the for the cast attacks, I like using Rift. I like the dual ability between Ares and the Artemis
Mhm.
because it does damage and it tracks the target, and that was a fun one. For that, yeah, that dash ones is like I like the whole deflection. As for other boons, I'm trying out different methods like increasing health or like go for full attack, like mostly attack or defense kinds, or like when it comes to like like using a Hephaestus, or I forgot the hammer one,
Mhm.
Daedalus hammers, like trying to make sure or something, yeah, again like some more attack buffs or health increase, mostly on the attack buffs actually. But aside from that, I think yeah. Next.
Okay. For me, I played it on the PlayStation 5. I beat Hades and escaped hell the first time with the shield. and then continued to beat him 9 more times, once each with the remaining weapons. So I pretty much beat the whole game with each of the weapons at least once, and then I went all in with the shield. I just kept increasing, the upgrades. Specifically, I went for the upgrade where after you perform your, what would you call it, Tailman? Is it Bull Rush?
I just call it the Bull Rush.
Yeah, maybe that's the name. Sure, Bull Rush. Where you charge it, and then he throws like 7 or 8 shields.
It's called Bull Rush. I'm in the game right now.
Yeah. So I just went all into that, and I kept increasing the difficulty using the heat gauge and modifiers. And I was able to beat the game. In terms of boons, especially if you're a shield user, Poseidon is like your go-to guy. He's your bro because he just increases all knockback effects and increases knockback damage. So I always combined him, and then it really depended on the rest. I would either go with Ares or Zeus. So we want one of the 3 brothers. They just had really powerful offensive abilities. Considering the shield was already had a lot of defense, I like to offset it with a lot of offensive skills. And then of course, anytime I got it for utility, Athena whenever possible, just so it allows me to get in without taking too much damage. It took me 9 attempts to beat Hades the first time. And then by the time I had beaten him 9 more times and the credits rolled, I had a total of 23 attempts by the end of it. So it's
23? Wow,
very similar to McMahon Meat. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I definitely like the knowing me, I like a lot of the close range combat weapons, the fist, the shield. And I wasn't really a big fan of the spear, but yeah, the fists, the shield, and the sword I enjoyed playing. For range, I did enjoy. I know what you're talking about, Tailman. That railgun takes a little bit getting used to.
Yeah,
but once you acquire, especially the one where you don't have to reload anymore, that thing is broken.
Is it okay? Because I got it a few times. I think the best build I got with it.
Yeah,
the triple shot, and then it locks on to targets. That was probably my best chance to actually. But then those freaking rats, though, man.
Oh, the rats!
Rats, man. I couldn't do anything about them.
Just turn your gun into a rocket launcher. You're good.
Oh, well, I never got that far with it, so that in a while. So,
I mean, it's a lot of experimentation too, like trying to figure out what works. But it was pretty good. What about you, Noxo? What was your play style?
Oh wait, I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention on my first escape it was the spear, and the second attempt and the second escape was the sword, I believe. I forgot to add that in there. My bad.
All right, sick. Hey, Noxo, what you got?
So I played on PS5, and I initially did one run, but I wasn't satisfied with the outcome. I was like, what? That's how he ended? I legit thought like it was just one run to beat the game, and that was it. Until I found out that, oh, hey, that's technically the tutorial.
Yeah.
So I was like, what?
Well, you telling me I was
so surprised. I was so surprised I looked up online to see that you have to have a total of 10 runs in order to get the quote unquote extended ending with credits. And that's what I did. You know what? I was addicted to this game. I think it was not a good addiction. I think I played it to my I haven't had an addiction like this since Persona 5 in terms of like playing consecutively. I literally spent like on a weekend, like 6 hours just playing this game.
Basically what Tailman was saying earlier. Come home.
I was like,
play the game, go to bed.
I mean, I used the bathroom, and ate and stuff in between.
Oh, you did that? Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, what's the point? You don't need that.
Wow, that's wow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been like a while since I've really sunk that many hours into a single player game for a video game book club. The other one that kind of came close, like the other two, was this Hi-Fi Rush and Psychonauts, but it was not like near 6 hours in the session. The way that I played, though, I beat the game with all the weapons at least once. The main weapon that I used for my first first win against Hades was the Adamant Rail.
Wow.
That gun's broken. if you get the triple bomb and cluster bombs, on that gun, and then you get Doom from Ares.
Oh
so every
god.
time you freaking
Oh,
launch a triple cluster shot with Doom, and it marks it, and then you just keep getting that. And then you could go with Dionysus or Artemis for the crit and or the damage over time. It could just combine it all. I was able to clear like rooms super quick. So like those rats town many we were like having trouble with, just like a few cluster bombs and they're just all dead. That was disgusting.
Jeez. Freaking all
but-
weapons though are very they're
Mhm.
all
All the
very
weapons
viable and they're all really
Are
strong.
viable.
Yep.
Yes. I would say the weapon that I use the most is the bow.
The bow?
Ooh.
Yeah, the
Alright.
bow.
Oh.
That
Like
was
McMahon
broken. And that was also, I think, a total of 19 minutes was my fastest run with the bow. That was
19
disgusting.
minutes. How y'all
Good
doing 19
lord.
minutes?
You can pull off some
bro?
crazy DPS with the bow.
Yeah, like if you can also for most of the stuff besides the gun, I put all my other like weapons that I did, everything on auto attack. I just went to one stat with the aspect of Zacharias for the upgrades. So I just did the bow attack canceling, and you could get like some high amount of crits. I just went from Artemis, just getting crits, and also Doom. And then also with that, you get the sniper shot and point blank shot. It decreases your range, but you're getting so much damage. I was
Mhm.
doing like 600 damage per like bow shot.
Mhm.
But then once you get the once you get good at canceling, you can like keep doing that like every 1.5 seconds, like 600 damage. It's gross. I was able to take like freaking bosses out in like 15 seconds. I think I showed you, Tubby, you remember that on Twitter? It's like that bow against the Hydra.
Oh my god,
that-
yeah.
That was
It just
disgusting.
melted him.
I need to see that.
Did it? Oh man.
I gotta show you guys.
How y'all doing
um,
19 like sub 20-minute runs? What the heck?
They're
I'm here-
experienced. Mine takes like about 28 minutes. 20 or
Mine
30
takes,
minutes.
dude. It takes me 48 minutes to play a freaking run. I don't know.
I think everybody's
19.
first run was over 30 minutes.
Yeah, my first one was 40.
Okay.
I think I had it was like 46.
Yeah,
Oh,
mine was
okay.
over 40.
Then it like gradually went down, and by the end, I got to like 20, around 20, like 19 to 23 minutes per run. Once you like know like what goes with what, you can kind of form an idea of how to make each weapon stronger. And
Yeah.
it took me 16 runs the first time in order to complete it, and then 25 runs to get the credits ending. And through all of that, every single time I went back, I talked to every single character, every dialogue. Gotta enjoy that amazing voice acting. And after I finished, I finally understood years ago, or was it years now? Tell me when
It's 2
you did
years
Chitra
now.
Morta. Oh my god,
Yeah.
jeez. So when Tubby said, "Guys, I'm telling you,"
I'm telling you.
80s.
Dude.
I kind of wish we did it earlier, but we got to it. I can see why this game in 2020 was nominated for Game of the Year, and also, by the way, it lost to The Last of Us Part 2.
It did. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And unfortunately it did.
Now it's like after seeing that, that's a huge upset. This game should have won.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. After playing
Hands
this
down.
for so long, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's how I played through the game. Great game. And next,
Question 3. What is one thing you like about the game?
Okay. All right. So Hades, there is so much to like about this game. It is incredible. Now with what I'm about to say, I won't dip into too much depth in case anybody else wants to touch up on it. But for me, the one thing that stood out to me was the weapons. The weapons, they felt insanely diverse and unique. And no two weapons could be wielded using the same playstyle. And that's what made this game, like, I think that's what made it really stand out from the crowd, from all the other roguelites. And, with each weapon, it changed the way that you would engage, disengage, defend, and move around the battlefield. And while each weapon was relatively easy to pick up and learn, it was equally difficult to master. And the depth of the weaponry, it's literal insanity. Yeah, I mean, not only do you have, I believe it's 6 weapons to choose from.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so each weapon has different forms for you to master as well. And that's not all of it too. There's even more depth. I mean, throughout your runs, you have the Daedalus hammer upgrades, and you have boons to modify your builds. And you could always experiment with those and change things up. And there's just so many different combinations of things that you can try. And there's always going to be something there that will suit you. And they all these things they change the way that you use your weapon. And there's going to be a weapon or weapon archetype out there for everyone. And I also want to note that all the weapons felt very, very well tuned and very, very well balanced. And so no one weapon was arguably or noticeably more powerful than another. It all depended on each individual player and their play style. But yeah, that was the one thing I liked about this game. Well, one of the many things I liked about this game.
I know. There's just so many things.
Jesus
So many elements.
Jesus.
It's hard to choose one.
It's crazy.
And just like, and what's funny is as we're talking about these specific aspects that we like about the game, it's easy and it's also very difficult to make sure you don't jump into a different category. But that's how well the game systems are kind of bouncing off of each other. But
Exactly.
so I know there's like way more you want to talk about the weapons and like different fighting styles, but I know there's another point that someone else is going to bring up. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Weapons, especially out of all the roguelites we played, this is like, God, there's no comparison. Like this is a prime example how you handle weapons and just freaking also the sound of them and the impact of them.
Dude, it's so satisfying, especially with the shield when you just bash him into the wall. I'm like,
yeah, or pelting enemies with crap ton of arrows or bullets. It's like it just
or even the basic
goosebumps.
Yeah.
even the starter sword makes it feel like you're killing something. Like you're all gonna die today. You know,
it's like murder is an art form in this game. It's
really
great.
is. They turned it into an art. Yeah, but I don't want to dive too.
Yeah,
too
no,
into it
fair
in case
enough,
anybody
fair
else-
enough.
the experience is to die for.
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of the many things I liked about this game. Next.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. If I was to, well, let's see. This is my first roguelike game I've ever completed, like legitimately ever in my life. So there's a lot here to unpack. If there's one thing I really did like, apart from what you two touched up on, is just no matter how many times it feels like you're not advancing, I really do love the fact that no matter how bad you do, you at least earn something. Which I know I know that's the definition of a roguelite. But it's the way the game does it, because whenever you die a certain amount of times, you get something you never would have gotten beforehand, and then you get it, and then just instantly changes your game, and then next thing you know, you're able to get further without much issue, and then it just keeps building and building until you actually max out, and then now you actually feel like a god, especially when you get all the boons you can possibly, all the palm powers. You feel like you can actually take on like anything in this game, even your own dad. I'm like, oh shoot! And I kid you not, right before this recording, I managed to somehow do a good run where I managed to keep all my what's it called, stubborn defiances, and my little skull. No, not skull. The tooth of your boy here, Skelly. Tooth of Skelly.
Oh yeah.
I had all 4 of those on me still, and I had a pretty decent amount of health after all that crap with the rats. I had like, I think half of my health. I had like 200, I think. Yeah, and even though I managed to lose it all at the last phase of the battle, I still managed to beat him just barely. So yeah, I'll take it. I don't know. It's crazy how those boons really make a difference. And I think my favorites were definitely Athena, the Lord of Wine, and I guess depending on the situation, sometimes Ares or Poseidon.
Okay.
So yeah, I just really like the way you feel like you're actually becoming more and
progression.
more. Yeah, you feel like you're becoming more and more of a god, like unironically speaking, and then you're able to just one shot an enemy with a simple like special or something. You're like, oh, that's it. But then you have to also remember you can't get too carried away because there's gonna be one comeuppance and that's it. You lose it all, and that's what happened to me a few times. I get a little too cocky, and next thing you know, I'm doing real bad, even though I had like all the good boons and all that. So you have to also stay humble.
You're 100% right. Like even if you get the crap kicked out of you, and you thought you had a great run, and you were sent all the way back down, this game just has I don't know what it is, but this game just has this unique special factor that always wants you to keep moving forward.
Yeah, like
always something to look forward to. Whether it's like getting more powerful, unlocking more conversations, seeing how the world is going to evolve. It's just like this forward mentality is what is great about this game, and glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, and another thing I want to loosely imagine, I really love how the characters are actually self-aware of what the heck is going on in this game. Like, I kid you not, I pulled up the rail for the first time, and what's her name? The first Fury sister. What's her name? Meg? Yeah, she's like, where'd you get that thing? What, the rail? Like, oh, shoot.
It's whipping out my pants.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, I really do like how the characters also kind of talk about what you do or what weapon you have. And they'll be like, how'd you get that? I don't know, it was just in my room. Like, it was nothing. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, but I love the progression in this game because when I unlock a new ability, or like, for example, when I talked to Nyx and she's like, oh, I upgraded the mirror, and now you have like alternate versions of the same perk.
It's a reverse side? What?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? And then now, my build was pretty much kind of like 50-50. 50 one side, 50 the other. And after getting it tuned in, I got my build now, and so it's really cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to go on a tangent because there's so much more to say, but that's just what I liked about the game. Next.
All right, cool. All right, Soul.
I like the. I know it's just, every time when you go back and the dungeons change, but I think what I really like is like how the characters are like somewhat self-aware and stuff like that. And it's just like and especially what you told me, Tubby, when facing the Furies. He's always guessing it's either Alecto, Tisiphone, or
oh yeah, like a 1 out of 3 chance.
Yes. and it's like, and I like these random events that happens. Like you have Thanatos to come and help you, or you take on these bosses, or you have like a little bit of a reprieve, get some health along with the boons. But I think there's this one time when I was at Charon's shop. I saw
That's his name.
Yeah, Charon.
Left the money alone, right?
Yeah, no,
he did not.
I had the recording. I was like, oh, what's this? What does this do? I heard when the music was playing. When I grabbed it, the music just like a
boss fight music.
Oh wait, Karen's a boss fight?
Oh yeah, by the way, Karen's a boss fight.
Oh, no.
If he touches money.
Of course, it's the money.
I have the recording. I could show it to you on the chat.
Easily.
It's just like I just like how he's like, oh, sorry about that, Caron. And all of a sudden, you just like teleported to Erebus just to fight him.
Dude, he has his own like little dungeon area to fight him in and everything.
All because you accidentally touch his bag.
Yeah, of coins.
Accidentally.
Quote unquote. Honestly, I thought I was gonna be hated by him, but when I took a little sneaky peeky, it looked like he was chill with it.
Yeah, he gave you a coupon at the end.
Yeah.
No hard feelings.
20% discount, I believe, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, it's gonna be there when you guys see it. But yeah, I like these random occurrences a lot, and when you're going through the dungeons,
just like all the interactions.
Yep.
And
Oh,
then-
so that's the bag of money you're talking about.
yeah.
And then I like it when every time you face a Hydra, he just calls it. He starts giving it nicknames or something like that. I think when I fought him recently, I think he called it Lenny or something like that.
Just giving
Bernie,
him nicknames.
Yes.
Or so you had to see it, right? Theseus
What?
and the Minotaur. That one tiny soul in the corner
Yeah,
that's
I
rooting
saw
for
that.
you.
Oh wait, what? Wait, I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
there's one
There's like one red shade at the
there's
corner,
one red
like,
shade in the
top
corner that only roots just for you.
Oh,
That is so
during
beautiful.
that boss battle between the two.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
top left corner. Well, next
I
time you
gotta
play it
go-
again,
I gotta find that now. I'm glad to hear there's someone cheering for me out there.
you have one fan.
Hey man, that fact can go a long way.
and then every time, and then another one is like every time you give the Cerberus the Satyr sack, you just see like the parentheses, like it's like random things that what it says, like not dead or something like that. It's like one of those little
God.
tidbits. It's just like okay, I
Dude,
didn't. It's just
yeah.
like
No,
just
you're
like-
you're right. What's interesting is like this game is not afraid. The way it approaches storytelling is like it's not like these other games where it grabs you as a character and locks you into a cutscene. It's like the content, the story content, the world building, everything. It's like built into the gameplay itself. It's embedded into the gameplay. Like every time you pick up a boon, every time you pick up a weapon, and you learn about it as you're playing, instead of just watching a freaking 10-minute cutscene explaining everything. And that's
Yeah.
it's one of the
and
best things
it's
about
kind
this
of good.
game.
It's also good that they kind of shorten the cutscenes the more you like go into the runs.
Yeah. Oh, that little like
Yeah.
like I don't even know. It shows like Hades and it says like greed or something.
Yeah.
Like the text.
Mhm.
Yep. Oh, it's also I like the fact when you face Theseus and Asterius, when Zagreus is like, well, hold on, before you start flapping your gums, Theseus, you better let me hear what Asterius has to say. It's just like, he's like, okay, I don't want to hear your monologue, man. Let me hear the bull's thoughts on this.
I mean,
Oh my God.
those guys are inseparable though. They mean,
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It's just, I like it. This game is like complete roguelite. Not by gameplay wise, but it's more like story wise as well, and how it goes.
Oh
I
man.
love it.
Oh yeah.
All right, next.
Jeez. Okay. What are we talking about? We talked about weapons. Talked about the progression system. Slowly talked about the interactions.
The music is good too.
I mean, I
Just
could.
a little throw it
Yeah,
out
but
there.
I mean, there's like so much to still cover. I'm gonna go. This is one thing we actually didn't really talk about. It's the power ups, the boons themselves.
Ah.
I want you to picture this, right? McManamy already said that there's a total of 6 different weapons.
Yeah.
There's 3 different upgrades, technically 4, because there's a unique weapon upgrade that completely changes the weapon.
Mhm.
So what's 4 times 6?
24.
24.
Right, 24. 10 different gods. 24 times 10.
24.
It's like math.
Holy crap! I
No,
can't do math.
let's
that
say 240. 240 different ways you could play it. And then of course with each of the gods, they also have sub powers as well. Because they do primarily one thing, but if you combine that again with the other sub skills that they have, you have like freaking over 300 different ways you could play this. And that is just absolutely insane. The amount of variety and skills that each of these gods offer is just insanity. I mean, we've already covered some of it. Poseidon, increased knockback. You have Ares, power of doom. So every time you hit an enemy, I think Noxo was explaining it. Shortly after the enemy gets hit. I mean, well, who's the ice person? Demeter.
Oh,
Demeter?
Demeter?
Demetri?
Yeah.
Demeter?
Yeah,
or something?
Demeter. Her, she has the ice powers, but it's like it's crazy the amount of variety that this game has, and it's even more insane is that a lot of these abilities can actually synergize with each other.
Yeah, like duos, I think. Duo
yeah.
power.
What's beautiful about this game compared to other roguelites is like, yeah, there are still elements of RNG with every single run, but you kind of have control over that RNG. Like, you know what you're getting into depending on which room you pick. Like, sure, the run might not be perfect in your eyes, or it may not be exactly what you wanted, but depending on whether or not you go with Aphrodite, with friggin' Hades, or Athena, like, you know exactly what type of skills they probably have to offer. And that's just giving that player that amount of control is freaking awesome, and kind of unheard of though for a roguelite. So
Yeah.
Sure.
the power-ups are insane. They're incredibly fun to use, and similar to the weapons, not one of them is like overpowered over the other. They each have
They're all very equal.
They're all
in their own
equal.
play styles.
And they're all like fun to experiment with. That's what gives this game like so much replay value.
I really wanted to try the rail again. Maybe, like you said, I just didn't experiment enough with it because I was still finding out new things during the end of my run. But after I saw the shield, I figured, okay, I'll stick with the shield and finish the game at least once with it, and then start experimenting since I already finished the game and get here. So
yeah, like Nakaso, when he was explaining how he was using it like like a mortar, basically.
I'm using a special attack.
Yeah.
I mean, I did different builds because you can also use Zeus's lightning and stuff, and Artemis to have
add arrows, add a bunch of arrows to it. Yeah, it's just God, just the sheer amount of builds that you can do, and just the amount of variety that there is with the on top of all the weapons. It's just like every run is gonna look different, and that's what is insane about this game. So, yeah, it's just if you're talking about variety and stuff, and you want that you want to see more playstyles, like this is it. Like, this is the roguelite to kind of build future roguelites off of. But yeah, power up variety, awesome. Build trees, amazing.
And don't forget about the Pack the Punishment. That also adds some more like gameplay things.
Yeah. It's funny because like by the time I'm gonna hand this mic over to Noxo pretty soon, but there's still so much more that we can say about this game. But we're kind of just touching on like the main things that kind of stood out to us. But yeah, power ups, freaking awesome. Noxo, what you got?
One thing that is insane, like absolutely insane, and I'm surprised. By the end of the game, I still found new dialogue each time coming back.
Yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is not like, I think it's so hard to put into words how like incredible or like how freaking insane it is to have all that voice acting, have the voice acting be different depending on where you are in the game and depending on who you talk to, it advances that specific character. And then if you give that character favors, and as you gain more hearts, they have more stuff to talk about depending on what weapon you have at the time, and depending on what upgrades you get later on with the aspects, they talk about the lore of that weapon more.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's certain characters attached. There are certain characters also attached to specific weapons, and they'll talk about that weapon if you have it on you. So if you have the spear, for instance, and talk to Achilles, he'll give you some lore, and eventually some like this is like later on. I'm not sure if you did it, Tubby, but I'm sure McMahon knows. If you get enough hearts and stuff, talk to people, you can unlock the last aspect for that specific weapon.
You can romance one of them, can't you?
You can romance like 5 of them.
Well,
I won't say really romance, but at least a couple of them you can.
Okay.
Dusa, the Anatos, May.
Dusa? That thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that thing. Excuse me.
Thing. Whoa.
Excuse me.
Hold on there, buddy. What's going
That's my
on?
baby girl.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's the maid of honor.
What am I missing here?
Dusa? Called her a thing.
Yeah,
She's a Gorgon.
She's just a.
She's the best cleaner in the 7 circles of hell.
She's just a floating head.
But she's our floating head. Never forget.
That floating head is my boo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can't argue that, man. I can't stop someone from having a floating head.
Just the amount of voice acting and just different interactions I have never seen in a roguelike before, and that's one thing that stood out immediately. Like eventually, characters, like I think it's really hard. You have to get like really far into the game, like almost doing every single thing in order for them to like run out of voice lines. I finally did it when going against Theseus and Astraeus. And like eventually they just got to like one single line, and then just the fight begins. But it is just incredible how much work and also how good the voice acting is and how engaging it is for each character. It made me engaged in the game a lot more, made me more interested. Of course, this is Greek theme, gods.
Hell yeah.
God of War.
God of War.
It was just amazing.
Man, no, you're right. And what's insane, what Noxo was talking about is like it's always adapting. It's always changing. Like each of these systems are influencing one another. Kind of like what you were saying, the weapon, the boons, who you interacted with, who you chose not to interact with. It's like there's so many multiple layers just on top of each other, and everything is just meshing well with one another. So depending on who you spoke with, who you've been, gifting a lot, people will start to notice. And some people will get mad. But that's what happens when you try to date in hell.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's what happens when I try to form a harem.
Yeah.
Is this going to be another situation with the Joker and having a?
I'm not going to say anything because in case you want to find out. You can find out.
No.
Gotta find out.
But yeah, no, that I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, that's definitely one of the highlighting factors of this game for sure.
Yep, and that is it for me. Next.
You know what's sad? We didn't talk about the enemies and we didn't talk about the levels.
Oh, I had that written down.
Me too.
There's too
But that
much to
voice
talk
acting,
about.
that was like,
those are great.
that is like
yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah.
That's what as you said, Tubby. There's a lot of things to discuss about.
There is. There's just so much.
There's a lot.
Just all you guys gotta know, and I know just a lot of reviewers probably covered it, but enemies, great, easy to understand, music awesome, levels,
Interactions,
very, very different from one another. But yeah, we'll continue on here. Question 4: what is one thing you did not like, and how would you improve it?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this was incredibly difficult for me. I mean, usually this part is always the hardest part for me when I'm doing these VGBC recordings, but this one had me stumped. Like I was thinking so hard to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't like the way that Theseus treats me. But
It's like super petty stuff.
yeah. I
don't like how he talks to me at all. I'm gonna kill him first.
I mean, but let's be real. He was mad rude.
He is super rude.
Yeah, that's why I killed him first. At least the bull with the bull dude, you can tell there's some sort of camaraderie between Zagreus and him because
yeah, they respect each other as warriors.
Respected.
Yeah, he's just calling him. I'm gonna vanquish him. Oh, I'll vanquish you first, homie. Get back to the sticks.
But I was like, no, it can't be that. It's got to be something else. So I dug even deeper, and you know what? I actually found something. Okay. So for me, the one thing that I disliked about this game, it was the visual clutter. Easily visual clutter. At times, it was too damn much. I mean, my brain can only tolerate so much information at once. And some rooms, specifically the challenge rooms, make it overwhelming to process, what exactly is happening. And don't get me wrong, like I absolutely love the visual effects in this game and the depth that it adds. But some scenarios were just absolute pure chaos. A good example, I think, would be
Elysium.
Not quite.
No, for me.
Yeah, but the first time I encountered the mage room in Asphodel, the place.
Oh, the one in the center, right? The giant ball.
I got melted in seconds.
Oh wait, the butterfly ball?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that one so much.
No, not that one. Not that
no,
one.
No, it's the one in Asphodel.
In
Asphodel,
Asphodel,
my bad.
the lava. You're placed in a room with like 8 mages.
No,
the witch's circle.
Or witches, yeah.
Witch's circle.
Witches,
oh
mages.
my god,
yeah.
yeah.
I was
The lava area.
within moments of the enemy spawning, I was gone. And like I'm not even exaggerated when I say this. And those of you that have had the pleasure of encountering this room will know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Oh, I
over
encountered that several
50%
times.
of my screen, I took a screenshot, and it's on my Steam Deck. I don't have it, but over 50% of my screen was filled with big pink shiny balls flying in from every angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I personally don't mind a challenge, you know, I really don't. But this room was
BS.
obnoxious and anxiety inducing as it was challenging. And there are many other rooms that produce a lot of visual noise, like some of the rooms with the poison enemies in the Temple of Sticks. But the mage room is by far the messiest I have seen. And how would I fix it? That's
Get good.
probably, get freaking good, man.
Maybe stop using a long range weapon. Get with the shield, bro.
You might have to complain to Hades about that.
Go
about
get yourself a shield. Get some deflect.
That's what I use.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, man.
No, yeah, but,
Sounds like a skill issue.
This is a skill.
it's a skill issue.
Anyone
You know,
can easily dodge all those balls. Come on, bro.
It very well could be, but personally for me, that was it. And that's the worst part about it. You know, I don't really know how I would fix it. I don't think there's much that you could really do to fix it without taking away from the core gameplay or the visual effects. Because I'm no game designer, you know, I don't know exactly what I would do to fix these sorts of issues.
Because you don't want to add too much color. Because the fact that it was purple, like that was the first thing I know when you said it. With it being purple, you know it's deflectable. You know you can block it. So if they try to separate it with a different color, it's kind of like you're gonna confuse the player even more.
Yeah,
basically.
That made it kind of rough because the thing that I thought of was, you know, maybe let there be a visual option to tune down effects for one, and then the other that I was thinking was a colorblind mode as an accessibility option. But that adds the issue that you were just talking about because okay, I mean, like I think of a bullet hell roguelite like Enter the Gungeon. And while it is a literal bullet hell, it didn't feel messy like that one room in Hades. Like it was pretty manageable. And so that gives me an idea actually. You know, maybe let there be an option to highlight Zagreus and your weapons in blue and enemies and their attacks in red.
Okay.
I don't really know. Like I honestly have no clue. But if you guys have any ideas, I'd love to hear. Because honestly, I love this
Apparently,
game to death.
There's a mod that speedrunners use for colorblind accessibility.
Oh, really?
So it's like it highlights like Zagreus, so you know like where you're at
all
apparently.
times.
Yeah. And you can also, I think, change the colors of some effects to make it easier to see. So yeah, a colorblind option.
Yeah, it might be the way to go then.
That could be it.
Might be good.
Accessibility options. A little bit more.
Yeah, just the fact that it was added in as a mod kind of tells you something, right? But I mean, like these messy ass rooms they were a turnoff for me because the moment I step into a room and the enemies spawn and they start popping off like that, like I know instantly my run is about to get compromised. My boy Zag about to be taken back home by the sings. His ass can't comprehend what's happening.
He's about to go right back home. He's about to meet his daddy.
Yeah, about to go back to my room and sleep in my bed.
I mean, you could also try and complain to Hades about the Witch's Circle room being
that's paperwork though. We don't want
I know, right?
paperwork.
Wait, where's the contractor? Get rid of that one room. It's the bullshit.
Yeah.
8 diamonds, damn.
The room you just go into the room and it says if the Witch's Circle has been evicted.
It's just a little sign there.
Yeah, it's just like Witch's Circle has been evicted. That's
I'd pay anything for that.
Or if you get like a well upgrade, that could be the new well room. All the way.
That's honestly a tough one, man, because it's like
it really is.
Yeah, you know what? No, I'm with you, Noxo. Maybe adding more accessibility. That's funny because you said that's a mod someone created. Speedrunning.
Yeah, for speedrunners.
All right, grab that mod and make it into the actual game.
Wait, what's the mod?
It should be good. Being
It's
able
like
to
it's like a colorblind mod.
Oh, okay.
yeah, to help you kind of it highlights a little bit more where Zagreus
I
is
do
too.
agree what he's saying. Sometimes it can get like hectic, and I'm used to like playing bullet hell games and focusing on like everything around me. But sometimes I would just get hit by stray stuff, like
Well,
randomly.
that is true, especially when you're in the second level. I'll end up dashing into the lava more times than I'd like because I can't see something or something, or I'm too focused on one projectile and I'll be like burning up. I'm like, what the heck? And by the time I get out, I lost like 80 health or something. I'm like, what the heck?
I was on fire. Yeah.
I was what the heck? I couldn't tell.
I was
Or
the stairs. What?
Or getting sniped by those I think what's that level called? The one all the green?
Elysium.
Oh, yeah, Elysium. Those
by those
enemies that
longbows?
have the freaking longbows snipers.
Ugh,
Like
those
them
guys.
shooting you
Yeah,
like
those are
off
the
screen.
worst.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
man,
another
so much.
thing. Maybe like a little indicator that they're about to freaking snipe you off screen.
Right.
And that's just, I mean, that could be said the same with the Theseus, but then again, I can probably see the pink lock on my head when
Well,
when you're
that pink stuff I think is I think that's they should still keep that. They just need to add a little bit more visual reinforcement, help you
Yeah, just,
keep track of where things
colorblind
are.
options.
Yeah,
So it can
yeah.
also have outlines on like enemies, so it makes it a little bit
Exactly.
easier. to
Yeah,
see,
something
too.
like that. Yeah,
Okay.
that I would only turn on for that room, and then I'd turn it back off. Like when something else.
I ain't no big.
Because I love the visual effects of the game. It's gorgeous, and the art style. I don't want to take away from that. But if it's a freaking room like that, that accessibility option is getting turned right.
there should be
on.
there should be an option when you're about to enter that room, and it just says, "Do you? This is going to be a little bit messy. Do you want to
Yeah.
turn these effects?
Where's my seizure warning? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, your seizure warning? That's over at Shapes and Beats.
Here's some beats.
Not wrong.
All right.
yeah, but anyway, that was it. Yeah. Anyhow, Tailman, what did you not like?
Oh my gosh! You pretty much took the one that I had in mind. Was sometimes there just be too much of the screen to like process what's going. It's not like to like process what's going on because I try to play it like Doom sometimes, and it helps a little. But like the problem is you can't always see where you're stepping at. So the visual clutter is definitely one of them. But if this one I really didn't like was sometimes, oh my gosh! If there's one thing I didn't like is. I know it's kind of part of the game's like structure, but sometimes
Uh-oh.
I don't know. There's some runs where I just some runs where I guess it gives you not so stellar things. Like I'll need a no. Actually, don't know. You know what I don't like? Freaking Charon's prices. That one really pissed me off.
Charon's prices.
God, I need help. He has food for like 75 gold, and I only have like freaking 60. Or you know how often his freaking wells have like the revive or give you one little charge of the Death Defiance? It always happens. When I freaking spend it trying to not die by buying his food. It's freaking Charon, I swear to God, I'm gonna kick his ass too. I don't like Charon's prices. That really annoys me.
Dude, man's got to eat.
He's dead. He doesn't need to eat.
You're literally his only customer.
Dang it, man.
Supply and demand.
Inflation in
son.
hell.
I legitimately like try and avoid his store like the plague because I can't afford half of this. And then like insult to injury, like when you get to the freaking sticks part, he has the audacity to charge you $450 for a god power up when I can get the same thing through a bag for $150. I was like, God, this dude.
Oh no, it's worth it though actually, because that's like a high level upgrade version of that power up.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, he may charge an arm and a leg literally, but it's always worth it. He's fair at his prices. Just not when you need it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I guess. But I swear, man, so many times I'll be like $1 off from like 200, and then sure enough, all the times I needed it, it never shows up. But the one time I'm like off by a gold coin, oh, get the new Death Defiance charge. God, it's so bad. Oh,
This is why you have to go sometimes sacrifice your boons to get more.
You know, Tailman's reaching when he has to complain about Karen's prices. He can't think of anything else.
Because I genuinely,
No,
apart
it's-
from like the
it's-
legitimate
it's
issue
fine.
with
Yeah, it's
what
good, it's good.
me brought up, I did have some issues with the screen clutter, but he already mentioned it. So I'm like, what else did I not like about the game? Because everything else was pretty fair. If you messed up, that was on you. Like the enemies. I mean, sure, the witches can be cheap at times, but you have ways to deal with them.
Yeah, get a shield.
So, yeah, get a shield or deflect. You're pretty
Skill
much
issue.
good. Skill issue. Yeah, but yeah, I really But that's one thing I didn't like about the game.
And how you would improve it? Get some Black Friday deals at Caron's shop.
Exactly. Tell
All right.
Tron to quit being so expensive. Have some deals or something.
Dude, those are Burger King prices right there, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Jeez, no, that's my
Oh, quick question. I forgot to ask. Did anyone use that chaos stuff either? Because
All
I
the
don't.
time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
I live in there.
Oh. That's good to know.
I became friends with Chaos.
Yeah. He's your homie now.
This is
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
cool.
I never go for the chaos boons.
Why?
Because I don't
Is it
like what they
'cause-
do.
But it's worth
But
it.
but that's the thing. They may impede your abilities a little bit, but if you survive it long enough, you get the best
Yeah.
part of it.
Pain
Yeah,
and
if it's
suffering
the-
now. Pain and suffering now.
Well,
Benefits
actually,
later.
I finished the game already, so I'm pretty well
Dude,
leveled up. So I'll
Yeah, if
start
you're gonna
doing
play
it.
again, go hang out with Chaos. You're gonna love him. He's a pretty funny guy, actually.
Oh, okay. 25 health to enter his chamber. What the hell?
Worth it every time.
But yeah, that's what I don't like about the game is Charon's prices.
That's so funny.
All right, so
That's fair.
Okay, so there's always like there's always the weapons that you can choose, and you have like boons to pick. But
oh,
if you really want, if I really want there to be like a sub weapon to bring like as an emergency, like say you have a shield and you're using a spear or like some sort like a gun, you need something to at least like back it up with some sort of like emergency close range attack.
you do. It's your circle ability. Your what's that called?
Cast, yeah, but I mean like other like not like not with the cast. I mean it's just like if you're using like Exegrift and you're like out of cast shots and you're like waiting for it. I'm like thinking you like need like some other like another weapon that can deal with like medium or close range attacks, like to switch over immediately. If you know, what I mean.
What's the exogriff?
the
the rail.
It's the rail gun.
Oh, the adamant rail.
The adamant
Yeah.
rail.
yeah, and then
Usually in between. Well, it depends. Like some upgrades, you can decrease the amount of the more specials you can use, or you can also have some upgrades where it reduces the cooldown of your special, or if you're multi attack, like your auto attack reduces the cooldown of your special. There's like upgrades.
Yeah, there's
that
a
you can
lot.
get to.
yeah,
Well, usually with the railgun, I would like burst and then let's like shoot in between the bursts.
yeah. But I mean, like, if you really like, I also want to like experiment like on other things when you're like using two different weapons as well. So if you're like having like seeing these kinds of boons like affect other weapons and such like that, like say for example you have like two Ares boons that's your primary attack on different weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to like do like some sort of crazy combo out of them. Like I'm gonna be saying this again, and I know you're gonna about it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead, dude. Go
It's a-
for it.
I want I want there to be like a weapon selection system, like just only for two things to carry with you
Whoa.
in Devil May Cry,
Okay.
or like in Moonlighter, a little bit.
Moonlighter.
Because you carry two weapons. You carry two weapons with you.
In Moonlighter?
Yeah.
Oh, I never finished it. So
Oh, don't
Yes.
worry. You're not missing much. I was kidding. Moonlighter's fine. Moonlighter's fine.
But yeah, I mean like something like that.
So you
you're
want
like-
to carry.
Like something like like some sort of like not as a backup, but it's like you want to experiment like different kinds of like play styles, like how you if you want like go double close range attacks or like mix up with a medium, like mix up a little bit more of a medium range attack with the long range weapon and a close range weapon. or go super long and be like a glass cannon kind of thing.
It's strange because there's systems in the game that allow you to do that. You can use your shield as a long range weapon. I mean, I don't know if it's the best idea, but you could.
That's like a glass cannon. That's like a glass cannon.
Yeah,
range.
you can use your shield as a shotgun if you wanted to.
What?
So, yeah, for the charge up, instead of doing the full bull rush, you can actually do just a short range shotgun burst by charging it up. So there are systems in the game, dude, that have all the stuff that you're mentioning. That's why I'm like, not too sure, but
okay.
maybe a weapon system. I don't know. I can see it maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But like have like different like, or like make it a little bit more interesting. Like carry like you can carry 2 weapons and have like different slots for the boons. like for the like say for example you carry the shield has a Ares Doom effect on that one, and having the lance having that Demeter's cold attack, like special attack or something like that. And then
So it sounds like you just want weapon swapping.
Something like that, yeah. With their own boon slots to it.
Okay.
If that makes if that seems
yeah, I mean it's up to you.
Maybe in Hades too.
Maybe.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
I mean that when the moment you select your weapon, when you start each run, that like you're locked in. Like you better be willing to accept the risks,
Whatever happens,
and the rewards of picking that specific weapon. Like that's the whole purpose of the game. Like if you get that shield, shoot, those long range guys, they will pummel you unless you close distance. Because it's like, because you're not supposed to. Here's the thing: you're not supposed to have the answer to everything with one weapon. You're supposed to kind of grab the weapon, notice what the weaknesses are, and then you overcome it by grabbing specific powers or boons to help close that gap. Basically, I mean that's how I was viewing the game. But maybe multi-weapon. That would be a pretty cool thing. I feel like that would be a cool like end game thing. After you beat it,
or if you activate like the act of punishment or something like that.
Like I think that feature that you're talking about, I think that would be like really freaking awesome. Really if you just had ability to swap between all 6 at any time because you've already beaten the game, like a post ending. Thing. But yeah. I see it.
And I can just see mad combo players like doing some crazy crap out of it, just going to the intense difficulty or going through intense challenges and just start doing crazy stuff out of them.
Oh yeah,
like on the enemies.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah,
bro, I wouldn't be surprised if someone did all the. I just got the heat things. Someone finished the game with all the heats at max. I don't want to be surprised. And then they have like the basic sword with no boons. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah,
I have things to do though.
They're just flexing at this point.
They're flexing on their crazy combo attacks on the enemy. They don't care about rushing it. They don't care about how fast they can get there. They just want just to flex on their combos. That's about it.
Right.
All right. Man. Next.
Man, honestly, they're frick at this stage with a game like this, especially a game that's this well made. There really isn't a whole lot that I quote unquote don't like. Maybe something I'd like to see. I guess that's the good way to put it. I did find one thing. It's kind of silly, but I wish the gods would stay angry at you longer.
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about?
When you do like the trial of the gods or something, and how they're like, "I hate you." Okay, we cool. I'm like, is this the lasting effect that I had?
Yeah, just like Zeus and Poseidon. You picked my brother over me. Excuse me. So,
or maybe that could be a gameplay feature for like the first runs. Like gods will actually hold a bear grudge longer.
It sounds like a pact of punishment.
Yeah, well,
exactly. I mean, that should be on the pact of punishment because now they'll actively, or I guess passively, what they did during the boss god trial of gods, they'll do during your run for like a few chambers or something, and they're like, I cool off here. I hope you cool now, and then give you a thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it'd just be a cool idea to experiment with. Like,
Yeah.
probably just throw in like a deeper relationship mechanic to kind of keep track of like how much favor you have with each of the gods, since you're kind of
Yeah, like
jumping
if you're
back
always
and forth between all 10 of them.
like if you're always choosing one god in particular, and so if you happen to choose another god this one time on a god, they'd be like, it's cool. But then like if it's like a god you hardly ever choose, and then you never choose them, then they're super mad or something. It's like, well, I mean, it's like, bro,
Yeah,
I feel like there's actually some untapped potential there. Like, I
Yeah.
think it'll be really cool.
I think it'd be cool. I don't think it should happen for like the entirety of your run. Like if you made Poseidon like angry, he shouldn't be mad at you for like the whole chunk of the run. Maybe like a room or 3, where maybe the enemies, when they hit you, since you kept neglecting Poseidon, maybe when enemies hit you, they displace you. Like they have knockback with their attacks now, all the melee ones.
Oh, that would be.
So just like things like that
This
would
is like
be
a pack of punishment thing, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, this is just like things that would be interesting ideas to throw out there. I just think it'd be pretty cool if they did that. That could be a pact of punishment. That would be fun. It would be a funny pact of punishment. But I want them to kind of, because like Nox, as you're saying earlier, you have all these intertwining relationships between the characters, but I want to see, it'd be cool to see them take it even further. Like if a god hates you or loves you too, like depending on how much you've been interacting with them, and just again, this is just adding more onto it would be pretty sick. But I mean, as it is now, I'm pretty much fine with it. I just think it'd be a cool idea for them to kind of experiment with, because there is Hades 2 around the corner. It's gonna be kind of hard to top what's already really great, a really great game. So, but yeah, that's my thing. I'll pass it over to you, Noxo.
One thing that I didn't like is the training room, actually.
Skelly.
So it's pretty simple and bare bones. You just get your weapon. But how cool would it be if you could test out different boons that you unlocked against enemies that you fought already?
That would be cool.
So before going out, there's like a mini arena where enemies you can like spawn. Similar to things, if anyone has played, in Hi-Fi Rush, there's that training room where you can just like practice your different abilities and stuff you already unlocked against enemies you already unlocked. Or in God of War, they have the same thing like that. So you just test out, and experiment more within just different builds. Yeah, I think that would be fine because it was cool. Attacking Skelly is cool, but I wish I could just see more of my like potential with different weapons.
Yeah,
and also
that'd be pretty sick,
boons
actually.
Yeah,
especially like because a lot of the fun of this game is kind of just experimenting. But I think once you get to the stage of maxing out that person's trinket and maxing out your relationship with that person, then that should definitely like give you access, kind of like to what you were saying, to all their boons, so you can kind of experiment. Because now at that point, you're kind of just like fine tuning and really getting it down at that stage. I think it would be pretty sick.
Yeah, that's it for me. Just a better training area.
Okay, and
that's it.
then I like that one. Okay, final question. Question 5. What is your final verdict and final rating from 0 to 10 using a 0.5 scale?
Okay. Once again, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because if I were to talk about everything about this game, I could go on for hours.
All right, go.
All right, let's go.
No, I gotta eat dinner.
Oh my god! Just know that this game is incredible. It's incredible, and I don't think there's any denying that. But so everything about it, from the soundtrack, the art style, the voice acting, and let me just say something about voice acting. Like, I'm not really the type to kind of delve into lore in games.
Except Halo.
Not really my thing. Yeah. Especially a Halo. But especially roguelites, I just my brain doesn't do very well with comprehending stories. But the voice acting in this game was so good. It tied me in and locked me in. Like I was very very well invested into the lore, and I wanted to know everything about everyone. But the voice acting was crisp. It felt so good to hear everyone talking. I don't know, maybe it's an ASMR thing. Um, yeah, from the voice acting, the writing, the combat, level design, the gameplay, the enemies, the interactions, the build diversity, the list goes on. This game has refined it to the T. Hades, I believe, has paved the path for new and upcoming roguelite titles,
Hell yeah.
and will definitely be some tough competition to beat. Very tough. That said, my final score for this game is a 9.5.
All
Next.
right. Cool.
Okay. Well, I mean, this might be a first. I think I'm looking at what the scores. I don't think I've ever given one before, but I gladly gave this game a 10.
Hell yeah. Actually, there's one game, Doom. Wait, no, not even Doom. Hold up.
Yeah, dude, we got 9.5.
frick. No, you give it 9.5. Actually, yeah, this is your first 10.
10.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, you know what? Because typically when I hear the idea of rogue light or basically any rogue game, I immediately get put off because it's like, gosh, why would I want to spend all this time,
Dying.
doing this and then to die and then try it again and again, and then, I know roguelikes are supposed to be a lighter version of that, and so when I heard of a roguelike, I still had that kind of mindset, so I kind of already just sort of dismiss it. And the other games we played in the past, like Moonlighter, which is the only one on record that I technically completed, quote unquote, or played. I just never clicked for me, but this game somehow does. I guess what really helps me come back to it is, when you die or when you start the game, you kind of get the sense that even though you die, you're still progressing, like Tubby says, but then it's the way the characters around you actually evolve and sort of change as you progress through the game. And then, so, like, for example, when you unlock this or you meet someone there, it branches out to this whole new thing that keeps you interested. And then, when you talk to the characters, it actually, you're kind of curious what they're going to say next when you come back to the House of Hades, whether it be Nyx or your dad or like the random maid, apparently, whoever to be talked to, you can talk to.
Mhm.
And sometimes they'll actually give you little insights to the world or to Zagreus, or in this case, the way the game does it kind of helps also kind of reveals the kind of the plot, when you start getting into it more and more. And, I also really enjoyed how the gameplay, sure, a bit taxing at times, but when you really think about it, a run typically, even on my runs, don't take more than 30-40 minutes, so they're not too bad. But I guess what's really fun is since it's so random, and as you learn more and more, you feel more intrigued to want to play it some more. And I think that's what happened, though, because even though the last 2 weeks were straight grinding just to get this game out, it's not because I felt like I had to. It's because eventually I genuinely wanted to. Especially when I got to the point, where I forget it, Theseus or something, the guy.
Theseus.
Yeah, when I saw him, like, all right, yeah, he's gonna have to die. I didn't like him one bit. So, there's just enough to keep you going, and for sure, the game's more than enough to be satisfying. To when you're the first time you do it, you're like, what do I do? To now you're like, you're just cheesing on these fools. You just cheat. You don't even take any damage. Like this run where I finally finished it, I kid you not, I didn't lose more than like 10-20 health during that whole battle because I just knew what to do,
Dang, you're zoned in.
I was zoned in. I was like, because I kid you not, this whole time I was playing today, I thought the thing was at 9. So I was like, I got time. I got this, And I was getting to Zeus. I'm like, yo, I'm going to kick your ass, Dad. And then I get a call from Toby like, hey, yo, what's up? Oh, I don't know. I'm just on my battle. I was like, oh, okay. This is Kirsty. Why? Well, we're starting the meet. I'm like, what the fuck? and then it turns out it wasn't at 9, I guess. I must have missed the memo. It's like, oh shoot. So I decided to battle him, and thankfully, sure enough, I managed to defeat him here. With God mode on. Okay, I'm not sure if I stated it, but I get this game. I played this game very fairly, up until this one run, because I tried to do them naturally, but I couldn't. But I had to turn on God mode just so I can have a little bit of an assistance to beat Hades. So that's how I managed to beat it.
You didn't even need it though, because you said you barely got hit.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I guess after you die enough, you kind of learn their patterns.
Yep.
And sure enough, I was able to learn. Okay, when he throws these skulls out, I can either A, dodge the waves that come after they explode, or B, what's it called?
Destroy them.
Destroy them. And so since I already know what to do, I can anticipate it. And then I know when he does the darkness thing, there's a mark on the ground that appears before he spawns. So I can just, hold the charge on my shield and just all right, cool. And then as soon as he appears, sure enough, he's right there. I charge into him, do a few hits, and then rinse and repeat. And I managed to beat Hades,
Blindfolded.
without too much. Yeah. I don't know, just so much about, yeah. And then, of course, I say it many times, but God, the music is so good. Oh my, I legitimately listen to the soundtrack when I'm not playing the game. That's how good it is. I rarely ever do that for most games we play on VGBC. But of course, the exceptions were Doom Eternal and this game, actually, the only ones that come to memory, where I'll actually genuinely enjoy the music to enough where I'll listen to them on my own time. And all that. So then the weapons, the characters, the settings, and all that, and I just enjoyed it very much. And I get it now. I get why people like these kind of games. That's all I'm gonna,
It made me
I
a
never
believer.
understood it. Well, I wouldn't say believer, but I do get it now. I get the appeal. I'm glad I actually tried playing this game. I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna play this game. I'm just gonna take it now for the month. But I'm like, I remember why we do VGBC to begin with. So I'm like, screw it. I'll give the game a chance. And then after playing it, I'm like, man, I actually really like this game.
It's like, dang, hey, it actually works.
It's actually pretty good. What the heck? So I really enjoyed this game, and I know I gave Doom a 9.5, but it just really. What's it called? The few weeks I was playing it nonstop, it was genuinely stuck in my mind. I was actually addicted for a bit to this game. Not to the levels of Mr. McMahon, mind you, but enough to where when I get home, the first thing I do is eat and then Hades and then sleep, or a shower and then sleep. And that was pretty much my whole entire
past 2 weeks.
Yeah, my schedule for the past 2 weeks. So I didn't mind it one bit. I had a lot of fun. Finally leveling up, and then after when the boss comes, I'm like, all right, you're next. I'm gonna kill you too. Yeah, I genuinely enjoyed every second of it, and now I finished it. I definitely want to get the real the actual ending. So I'm definitely gonna run. I'm definitely not as pressured to do it as often, but I'm definitely it's something I'll be doing on the side until I get that ending. And
All right, awesome. Glad you enjoyed it, and congrats, your first roguelite you finished.
But yeah, my first roguelite ever finished on VGB, or not even just VGBC,
in general.
Ever in general. Yeah, I've never played a roguelite that I ever finished. I tried it, but I'll never play it until Hades came about. So it was worth it, man. So
glad
yeah,
you liked it.
Next, yeah, and next.
All right, and so
what you got?
Oh, he got way broadbanded. Hello, come in, Soul.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally muted myself.
No,
Okay.
you scared me. All right.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be second. This one, okay. Yeah, I like this game a lot. I really like it. I like the different styles of play when you're trying to escape. The interactions, especially how especially how it feels more roguelite, unlike common roguelite games. It's just and it feels really nice, and the cutscenes are just like the more you get, the more you fight into those bosses, it's just short. And I like the characters. Music is really good, especially when you get that music stand thing.
It's that blood rushing.
Yeah, especially when you're especially when you're on your first run facing Hades. It's just like, what am I doing? What's going on here? I can't even focus. And then all of a sudden,
Oh God, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when you're at when you finally beat that first stage, you're like, nope, you're not done yet, buddy. you're stuck with me for another round. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh crap, my methods have been screwed. And then all of a sudden, you have that sudden sense of like doubt. You have this every time when you like try to get there. It's just like you feel that sense of doubt or like or the sense of loss. But then all of a sudden, it's just like, huh. You start realizing the way they move. It's like it's the way how the enemies move.
Mm-hmm.
You just like float. It's like you now know their patterns, mostly like how the bosses fight. It's like I started realizing that when I was like facing Hades in the second round.
Like, it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, and it's also like how you fight. You can't like rush in there like going guns blazing. You have to notice the patterns of the opponent. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Oh, sure you can.
Oh,
if you have Athena's shield.
Oh yeah.
And
can it block Hades' multiple beam attacks?
Yeah. Yeah. Athena's shield, pretty much no cooldown and regeneration of the shield.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How come I did? Okay.
And then there's also regeneration of health if you run out of. It was a duo ability.
Death persistence. Yeah, I have that one, but I didn't think that the Athena's deflection would have some sort of ability to stop his multiple.
No, it's her that the special attack.
Yeah,
her call.
Yeah, her call. Athena's call.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Athena's call is what saved my life because I actually had that.
You can live in the beam if you wanted to.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but you could.
Yeah, you have to wait till it's back. Okay, yeah, music is good, but to me, I feel like there should be a bit more weapon selections or like multiple weapon multiple weapon selections. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna give this game a 9 out of 10 death runs.
All right, pretty good.
Cool.
Okay. So it's been about 2.5 years since we started this whole video game book club thing. And so far, we've played a total of only 2 roguelite games, Moonlighter and Children of Morta. If you go back to those original VGBC episodes, you'll find that many people's complaints revolved around lack of weapon types, the fighting styles, the power-ups were basic, not enough enemy variety, level designs felt the same, just a laundry list of... like each of those games were good in their own right, but each of them had their own share of problems and issues. In other words, each of the roguelites we played up to this point felt like it was missing something. Well, Hades is that something. Everything that everyone has said regarding their dislikes in each of those games, Hades has addressed and delivered like 110%. Hades is like this finely crafted, multi-layered roguelike cake, like with each of its in-game systems, combat mechanics, power-ups, characters, dialogue, story, there's just so much, but it just continues to build on top of each other. Just when you think you beat the game, you reach the surface and you got the whole game figured out, you just haven't seen it at all. Like the game continues to throw in more and more surprises, and the game just freaking sits you down, and it just tells you that this was just a tutorial. And I freaking love it. Like the amount that you're going to get out of this game is the amount you put into the game itself. And I think that's what's interesting about it. I mean, just freaking look at it. The very concept of the whole roguelite genre, dying and starting all over again. They made an entire freaking storyline revolving around the very idea, with Zagreus trying to reach the surface over and over again just to see his mother. Even for just a few minutes, he's like willing to undergo as much pain and suffering as necessary, aka the player.
Do that.
Battle through actual hell just to see his mom. I'm like, man, that is some strong like thematic setup. I
it
honestly believe, just like McMahon Meat, Hades is the culmination and the embodiment of what it means to be a roguelike game. It takes that bar, sets it into an entirely different level, and in my eyes, at this very moment, it is the best roguelike game I have ever played. And I'm actually going to give this game, I know I hyped it up a lot, but I'm actually going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. And you're probably wondering, wait, hold up. I thought you just said it's the best thing you ever played. Yeah, that's true. But the only reason why I'm giving it this score is because I know Hades 2 is currently in development, and I know that one is going to be a 10. So I'm pocketing it for that one. But
he's
yeah.
calling it now, huh?
Yeah. Assuming that if they, at least from what we've seen so far, if they just take what they've already established, which is freaking amazing, and they just, that's the thing, is I don't know what else they can do, but this is the very first time that Supergiant is actually making a sequel to one of their games. So this is a very special thing that we're witnessing. They've never made a sequel before. They've always done one and done games like Bastion or Transistor. So this is, I'm surprised. I'm curious to see what they're going to come up with. But yeah, I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I can't wait to see what they have to offer. And I'm going to pass the mic to Nakaso. Next.
So up until now, there's been many good games I enjoy in the VGBC. We got Psychonauts, got Hi-Fi Rush, Doom Eternal, incredible games. But Hades did something that all these games have never done for me in terms of like the main VGBC, and that's executes everything nearly perfectly and how it's set up for the genre. Like I always think how the bar for future games for each genre can be advanced. The Breath of the Wilds, the God of War remakes, the games that completely change how that genre and or game series is played. So in my opinion, it met those expectations. And even if the next one, is great and, it's even better, I still think just how this game kind of has that awe factor. It's kind of like when you play Breath of the Wild for the first time. Sure, the second one's coming out, but it's not going to have that impact that it changed from the first one. Just that feeling. Like even if everything is better, it's just the whole concept of how much it changed for that genre, for that series. So this is how I feel about this specific game. Normally, before this recording, I was thinking of giving this a 9.5, saving it for Hades 2 to see if it can set the bar higher. But I just think for what it did, for how much I was engaged with the game, and the ability to play through this game, constantly die, come back, and also just have that urge to keep going, I think that's what deserves a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. So that's going to be a 10. And this is my first one for the main VGBC.
I was going to say, I was like, wait a second. We've given a 10 before. But you're right. By the way, It Takes Two. Incredible game. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So, with that said, Hades gets our final average rating of 96% or 48 out of 50. I think,
That's
and I
really
could be
good.
wrong, this is now the highest rated game in main VGBC history.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. All right. Well,
96%. So I'm glad. You have no idea how happy I am that you guys finally have played this game, considering this is a discussion we had in year 1 of VGBC. I'm telling you, go back.
is that old? I don't even remember.
Go back to the original recordings. Children of Morta
Okay.
and Moonlighter, specifically listen to the dislike portion, and you can just see how much I'm like asking everyone to please try out the game. Try out Hades, because that was the year Hades came out.
Oh wow! I didn't realize.
Yeah, and I was like, you guys, I'm telling you, you have to try it. It's good.
Yes, please.
Just please.
Lo and behold.
And lo and behold, Took a few years, but we finally got there.
Yeah, 2 years later. No,
Yeah.
3.
2 years later and a crap ton of points. Had to have Noxo to help. But it's okay. We got there. But thank you guys for playing. This was definitely the longest VGBC longest VGBC game we played for sure. I think I was clocking in at maybe 6 weeks in length.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of insane. But you know what? It's enough of that. Do you know what time it is, Nakuso?
Secret quest. Oh,
It's time for the bonus mystery question. There is one
Bonus.
person in this room.
Yeah?
Who is it?
Who is it? I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I didn't think that
shoot.
far. So spinning the bonus mystery question wheel now. Oh my god. Who is it gonna be?
Oh,
better be our-
God.
Oh shoot! Well, the bonus mystery question asker is Mr. McMahon Meat. Step on down.
Oh, man.
Mr. McMahon Meat. What is
I feel like he knows.
what is your oh shoot? What is your bonus mystery question?
All right. Yeah, this is
It's
one of those where-
lame.
It's one of those where I just kind of like came up with it on the fly.
All right, what you got?
If you could introduce a new weapon to the game,
Wow.
what would it be and how would it play?
That's exactly what I wrote.
That's what I have too.
Wait, who else? Naxo
They
wrote that
come
too.
Great
Yeah,
minds
I said,
think
if you
alike,
could-
don't they?
If you could add one weapon from another game of Hades, what would it be?
Oh my
I
god, we had
would've-
the same questions.
Wow, you guys are so basic.
Hey, my other one was gonna be, what's your favorite spicy snack?
Talkies.
I was thinking of one earlier. I was like, who would
If
you
this
date?
game
in
was a
Hades?
dating sim,
Medusa, yo.
if this game was a dating sim, who would you go for? Either or,
shit.
doesn't matter. Anyone is fair game.
It's okay. We have to go with McMammy's question. It's the weapon one.
Okay.
The weapon one that we
I like
all
that
came
one.
up with.
Like that dating one though.
That is
Okay,
good.
so
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the 60-second timer for us to think. Starting
Okay.
now.
okay. I had so much time to think about this, and I couldn't.
Okay.
Oh my God. I would say I would like to see. I know it doesn't really. I don't think it would blend well with the lore of the game, but I think it'd be cool to see something like dual wielding axes.
Oh,
And,
that'd be
cool.
Yeah, and I just imagine Zagreus. That man is already hot as hell, but like, you get it? You got hot as hell.
I got him.
But
Ah, got it.
that man holding two axes. Whew,
Woo, lumberjacks.
okay. Sheesh.
So many
Chop
trees
my
are gonna get
wood,
chopped.
relax. Oh god.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
Now
the
we're talking.
playstyle, it would be I kind of imagine it be similar to kind of like the barbarian from Diablo. You would have like a what is it? You like jump in from Diablo 2 specifically. you would like jump a short distance,
Uh-huh.
and, slam it to the ground and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then
I like
he would
that.
have like a four attack swing sequence where the last attack would like attack in a circle around him, something like that.
Can you throw the axes?
Yeah, that could be like a Daedalus hammer upgrade,
Oh yeah.
or an aspect or something. But yeah, like the primary aspect would be like jump a short distance and slam into the ground for AoE damage, something like that.
Oh,
So that sounds kind of cool to me, and I think it'd be cool to see something like that in the game. Maybe even Hades too. Who
Hades
knows?
2.
yeah, so many puns.
That would be the weapon I would introduce to the game. And so, how about you, Dale, man?
I thought about this. So I thought, what if there was a weapon that wasn't really a weapon per se, but it was one that can mimic all the other infernal arms in the game. Infernal arms. Man, I'm dude, my brain is shot. Okay, listen.
It's all good. It's all good.
So this weapon in question isn't really, like I said, it doesn't have its own standard weapons thing, because what I was thinking is, what if this is a weapon you could choose, and what it would do is it'll take various attributes from all the other weapons in the game, but you can combine it to one weapon, so it's like the ultimate like Lego gun or Lego shield or whatever. So like some of the aspects could be the weapons. First one could be based on the fists, and then another 2 or 3 you can choose from depending, can have the attributes of the sword, or so you could have the fist but have the damage of the sword or something, or maybe you could have the gun have the, you can have the activities of the rail while also having some of the things of the shield, so you can have like a very cheap thing,
like the Swiss Army knife of all the weapons.
Yeah,
Isn't that what Son
exactly.
was saying earlier? He was like talking about a sub weapon.
No, there's no sub weapon. This weapon, it's basically one weapon, but it has the attributes you can choose from it. You can't switch out weapons. You're just choosing various elements to make up this weapon. If that makes any sense. You're picking and choosing different like elements of the other weapons and combining them into an amalgamation of, well, either something really good or something really bad. Like that
Build your own weapon.
DIY.
Essentially, yeah.
All right, it's time to go Dead Rising on this weapon. Let's see what we can get.
Let's pretty see. Much.
I want this. I want this. I want that. I want this one. Okay, I'm gonna.
Well, like maybe 2, maybe 3, but then to keep it fair, though, they're gonna have drawbacks. Of course, you can't just have all the good stuff. You also have to get some of the inherent bad stuff too. Of the infernal arms all being combined into one weapon, so it just really depends. But that I feel like, I don't know. I think that would be a fun little thing to do.
I like that. Swiss Army
experiment.
weapon.
Yeah, essentially,
sure.
a Swiss Army weapon, essentially. And it doesn't have to even be lore accurate. It could just be Didus just screwing about or something. I don't know. That could be the lore. But
experimental phase.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, that's what I came up with next.
All right.
Let's see. I'm thinking a war axe or a war scythe. I mean,
similar to Thanatos.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It swings like I mean, its attack is almost like a sword, and I think the special would be like you could probably change. Yeah, I'm thinking like you can either create some sort of like shockwave, like ranged shockwave attack when if you hold down the charge long enough for like a longer
enemies
range,
to you,
or like a quick burst of it, just to like keep enemies away from you or something like that. Or I'm like thinking like a change of a weapon, like a change like from a regular like war scythe to like a chain scythe for like extent like as a whip in a way.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I think or that could be like a that wouldn't count. That as like some sort of a dayless boon or something like that. That's what I'm guessing for, like using a war scythe as a good medium to close range attack, as its special is an emergency kind of a long range to medium to long range attack.
Can you throw it? It's the question. Can you throw this weapon?
Maybe for a Daedalus ability to swap out the charge attack. Yeah,
Alright, cool.
can.
Just making
You
sure.
can use it as boomerang, or it's like, or you can make it you can make it hover over like a certain area, lets you hover over a certain area or something like that, and stand in there as the enemy's trying to come after you.
Oh, I like it.
Yep. Or it attracts enemies, or it attracts enemies like a whirlpool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for the weapon.
Okay.
Giving you that
Right.
option over there, creators of Hades. That's a good weapon to choose.
Click. Hades 2.
Yep.
I gotta look at the trailer again. see what weapons
Gotta
are.
check those weapons. Gotta see what they had.
I'm not looking at the trailers. I'm not gonna spoil myself. No.
Don't worry. You'll have no idea what's happening, even after playing Hades.
Yeah, they don't spoil anything actually
Yeah.
for the first
Pretty
game.
good. Pretty good.
Okay. All right. Next.
Yeah, mine is simple. Just freaking throw a giant hammer in there. Just put a
Honestly, I was
big-
thinking something like that.
big hammer.
We're
make
going
it,
Dwarvian style.
yeah,
here.
make it like a lot of charge attacks. It can charge up the weapon, but then you can also dash with it. And then you get in
Mhm.
close, freaking one smack, you can one shot him. And then you can actually, yes, you can throw this hammer. You can throw,
yeah.
you can throw the hammer, and then if you want to, I mean, it's not going to be as strong as your hammer, of course, because you always need your hammer. But if you don't have your hammer, then you can swap to fisticuffs, similar to that punching weapon. Not as good,
Right.
but you have options. So yeah, giant
You
hammer
reload
though.
your hammer.
Oh yeah, of course. You can get some boons, add some little shotgun pellets to it.
Yeah.
Make this hammer really cool.
Oh my god, Poseidon with the hammer.
Oh yeah. So
Nasty.
maybe Hades 2. Hey, if they have a heavy weapon in Hades 2 like that, that's a 10 from me. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Can you just imagine like having like different weapon classes, like just judging by their weight? Like, say for example, you have a sword that's a light. It does like quick attack, does less damage, but it does like lots of DPS. But it's
Yeah.
or if you have like a hammer or like a two-handed weapon and it's slow but it does lots of damage.
It's hard because it's like I know how fast paced the game is, so they'd have to.
They have to,
I just don't want them. McManamy knows what I'm talking about too. You know what game I'm talking about? Ember
Yeah.
Knights. Just don't do what they did with their freaking heavy weapon. Like just make it high risk, high reward, hits hard, a lot of knockback. You can't mess it up.
Maybe if it's slow,
Yeah.
you just have more health at the start.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Maybe
if
that's a perk.
yeah, or it has to always be. It's a charged up based weapon, so you always have to get it prepped for each attack. And you just have to. It's all about positioning, like Overwatch. but yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool, and I think that'd be a interesting direction they could head. Maybe in Hades too. Guess we'll see. Gotta watch that trailer again. But yeah,
See.
a simple heavy weapon, big hit hard, and big hit, boonga boonga. And then I don't know, throw in some earthquake, rock stuff, what heavy weapon users use. Keep it simple.
Yeah, some earth shatters.
Earth
in there.
shatters.
Earth Shadow like abilities.
Yeah, that's some shock waves. Keep it simple. But yeah, that's mine. Big hammer. What about you, Noxa? What's your weapon?
This is easy. I thought of this the first time I wrote this question down.
Wow, you too.
I would add the Blades of Chaos from God of War.
Wait a second. You've said
Hold
this
on.
before,
I don't remember saying that.
but in a completely different game.
Ah, yeah. That's a different game.
Yeah.
What game was it then?
I don't know, but I know you've said this. But go ahead.
I'm out of the Blades of Chaos again.
Just
It might just be because I played God of War recently and finished it, Ragnarok. But
Ragnarok.
all right.
I was just think, in seriousness, the aesthetics and like the gameplay style would suit Hades and the overhead. I mean, this takes you back to the original God of War trilogy, and also PSP games, and also prequel. That we all know and love, where it's has that overhead-ish aspect. So that's like having the blades, having some range attack, and also just thinking of the cool upgrades you can do with the Daedalus hammer. maybe upgrading your combo potential. So, it could do the classic God of War combo.
Dude, can you imagine? Like, let's say they add like dual blades in Hades 2, aspect of Kratos.
Mhm. Dang.
Or no, just a nod on, just some sort of nod onto.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
aspect of Kratos, where the weapon trait turns into the Blades of Chaos. Dude,
And I got some good upgrades in there.
Kratos because it's gonna be copyright.
fine, Kratos.
Protus.
Crotus.
But yeah, I think that would be pretty sick in terms of like upgrades you could think of. Obviously, you could get it so you can do damage over time from burning enemies. You could have your cast ability. You could just grab the enemy and then throw them around and slam it to another. So many cool things. And some may say, since this is Greek themed, you could have a whole collab of God of War and Hades.
Yes,
How
please.
sick would that be?
That's a 10. 11, actually.
Dang, that's quick. Yeah, that was like the first thing that just came to mind when I was thinking of weapons.
But can you throw it?
No.
Oh.
Dang.
Dang.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Me
mean, you
too,
can't
yeah.
throw it, but you can pull it back.
Yeah,
Kind of
you
counts.
could do that.
Yeah.
You could fling enemies up, slam them down.
Oh yeah, that is throwing. Okay. Yeah, I'm in.
Yep. That is it for my answer.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. McMahon Meat, for that unique question that none of us nobody else came up with.
Jeez.
But before we conclude this episode, it's that time of day again. It is time to spin the wheel of mystery to determine who will be selecting the next game for VGBC. All the points have been submitted, everything has been calculated, and we are going to spin the wheel of mystery. Go! Oh, uh-oh.
Rose for me. Who
It's Tailman.
No way, Tailman won.
Who won? I can't tell.
He actually
I
won with majority points. That normally doesn't happen.
That's the first time.
Actually,
oh,
yeah.
wait, not did. I think.
No, because your points are
Alright.
equal to mine.
Oh,
Did you
no,
at least pick the right game?
I don't know, Tailman. What game did you pick?
Hey Nathan. I was gonna, no.
Hades
Evil-
2.
No, Resident Evil 4, baby.
Dang, the first one for GameCube.
Resident Evil 4?
No.
Wait, wait.
The
That's it?
remaster.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, I'm excited. I thought you said
Remaster. Wait a second.
No, Wii
Remaster.
edition.
That's the Wii edition.
Wait, remastered. Tailman, you have to be very careful with what words you're picking here.
Resident Evil 4, the 2023 edition.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Well, which
The
one?
remake.
What do you mean which one? There's only one so far.
No,
Don't
there's the
worry.
remaster, there's the HD edition, there's the Super
one-
Mega Ultra edition.
The
Got
one
packed
that
with Resident Evil
Console.
6.
What console do we play on?
Uh,
Do I need to buy a PS5?
You don't need to.
any console as long as you can get the game, it's fair game.
Oh my god. Okay.
Whichever console it's on is fair game.
For real though, the he's referring to, and it's on record, Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yes.
It's multi-platform, so whichever.
Oh, it's remake. Whoops.
Yeah, whichever platform you want to play it on. All right.
Yeah.
No way. That's what I was gonna pick. That's crazy.
I don't know. I feel like there's one person out in here who will pick something else just because they really want it.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, bye. I was just going to work. She said bye. so-
At that time, I just gonna sign off. He said Hogwarts
I thought you were
Legacy.
just
He said-
missing out because of that.
No.
He just said bye the moment I said Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, did you? I didn't
Yeah.
hear that. I heard someone saying bye, so I went and immediately took my headset off to say bye too.
That's pretty
But
good.
that would have been funny too, just for the joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Hogwarts. I'm just gone.
Well, it's confirmed. Next game is Resident Evil 4 remake. Thank you, Tailman, for your point submission and your nomination. Good job. Good job.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Okay. That concludes this episode of Video Game Book Club. Thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to like, Follow and subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, Patreon, whatever platform you can find us on. Links in the description box below. With that said, take care, have a good one, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Video Game Book Club. Say goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
See ya.